Wow, so the plot thickens. I feel like I was some sort of, like I feel like my body and face are being dismantled so that this woman gets to have my prophecy and wealth. That's what it feels like. It feels like my body got ruined again and again so she could be the perfect match to my ex to take away a prophecy of emotional love and fulfillment and being deeply healing and loved, like deeply loved, because this is something that my ancestors and my family have given down to me. My grandfather has left this to me, and people won't understand what I'm saying, but maybe my family would. We had a quiet love, and the thing is my family aren't on the next level when it comes to communicating their feelings. They're still caught back in the olden days of China where you don't talk about things, you harden it up and you move on with your life. But I've evolved and I've had to do a lot of communication in my life. So I think I just got sold as some sort of commodity to make this woman completely fit into society as like everything that I've said about my memories, even when it came to having a small vagina in some joke that a couple of guys have said to me, like they've destroyed my vagina. They've destroyed my personality. I am someone that believes in belonging. And I believe that for me, I always started a new thing that I wanted to learn, and it's not because I don't know who I am. It's because things end in my life a lot too. Relationships, it hurts. So it's also a deeply healing thing. If I wanted to learn guitar, not only does it take away the pain of what happened, it makes me learn something new. It makes me have new friends. It opens up new friends. It opens up gates to other people that are doing the same thing as you, that want to communicate and get together. It's a way of showing, hey, I'm a normal person that has this skill and I want to learn and I want to talk to other people going through this journey too. And I've been stunted for years. I've not been allowed, and these men's group are just really viciously against me finding love, and they've got a baby making factory of these Asians that they're importing in this gentleman's club, and I got sold into some grooming gang, and I think they've sold my vagina and it's been mutilated, and I'm very sad. I worked very hard for my happiness and it was well earned. I really, really worked so hard for that happiness. I wasn't, for somebody to just find that I was a happy person and steal that off me is so sad. And because I really don't believe everybody's like me. I don't believe a lot of my friends from the past would be able to walk into a meadow and feel God's presence and feel content and happy like I did. But because I'd gone through so many spiritual battles and it was such a tough course for me to go from being a designer that was unfulfilled, just a machine, to wanting to change my life and career to having a fulfilled life, having all these battles, when I finally reached a point, it was like climbing a mountain and seeing God's light upon my life, and I felt very, very happy and content, and I felt very strong in my foundation and was ready to move forward. And these people have taken this away from me, the foundations of my purity and my innocence and the strength that it took to build up that happiness for myself. I really did put a lot of time into exploring what was happiness, and I went traveling all over Australia. Um, So I want to say some of that journey while I was over there, I wasn't a happy person. A lot of my friends were into drugs. So I was a lost sheep. I was somebody that was like, well, everybody's into drugs and doing this and I don't feel fulfilled. I feel like I don't, there's something wrong with me. Everybody else is content with getting wasted all the time, but I'm not. Surely there's something else other than this. This was my reality back then. That's why I had a restless heart, and yeah, I just went and had all this experiences, and I don't regret it, because it is there to help other. It is the lessons, it's wisdoms that I've learnt, that I've actually handed. The times of my suffering are things that I've actually been able to hand out to other people as lessons to guide them. That's why I wanted to go into counselling, and that's why the joy of children is huge for me, because it's all, like the cycle of life. It's like there's the birth, and then there's like sort of like a middle part, and then there's the aged part, and then there's death. It's like that when you're kind of older. You like to see the children, because they're birthing into new energy. They're in schools learning about things, and they keep you young, because you don't get to have that interaction. You don't get to learn what's going on the internet, like the things that, they get all these apps that they learn these things. Some kids, when I was nannying, have learnt coding, and they're only 7 years old. And it was like, I was doing that recently, but I was always like a kid at heart, and I'm going to have to leave this country because the prophecy has been stolen off me, I think. That's why I'm really starting to feel like I really got bought and smuggled back into New Zealand to basically kill me off, to make sure that they have a prophecy built. And I feel like I'm only at heads with my landlord, because it's going to attack his housing estate. But the money that they're getting was helping destroy my life, to build some prophecy for another woman to be the perfect match for this girl. And they've destroyed my vagina, my asshole, my blood, my health. And I want to find my uncles, because I think they've been able to see me sexually assaulted by these violent motorcycle gangs, and keeping me as lower oil when I wasn't. I was a very, I don't know, I wouldn't say I'm is Nigella classy? I don't know, I kind of portrayed myself like that, but inside, I'd still go home and lie down on the couch, and I'd go and get KFC, and I'd go see my mates and giggle about things and laugh and make silly jokes. I still, a lot of people, when they saw me, would see a woman that was refined and beautiful, but there's other parts to my personality. I'm not just one person, just like that Kat Dennings. If she didn't have her personality, she would look like an angel, but she's got this kind of sarcasm, and I had I mean, look at my mother. I've got a bit of sarcasm in me. I'm not, I was a very pure-hearted person, though. I really do have a genuinely soft heart for people that have suffered or that need support, but I do have a bit of I believe in God, but I've got a rebellious streak. If people are being difficult with me, I become very, very antagonistic and difficult too. I don't know why I'm like that. I just thought it's because I'm an Aquarius. If people start doing that, and that's why some people you wouldn't think that I am involved with have anything in common with me, because I was such a calm, sort of peaceful person. But then there's my old friend Mike. He was a rebellious, spirited person, as in he always was going on his downhill bikes, he was always going to festivals, he was always planning a new trip away, and that's kind of what my personality was like. So even though we seem like we're worlds apart, we had so much, our brains are kind of the same, how we are always thinking about how to create something fun or save up for a better tomorrow. We were really the same in that way, and we were both childlike, both look like children. We don't look like we're soulmates, we don't look the same, we didn't look compatible, but we kind of were in some sense. But and that's the thing, it's really weird to understand. A lot of my time opposites have attracted in my life. Like I don't want somebody if you're a calm person, you want to meet somebody that's wanting to do more things, like more adventurous things, but it is horrible because I started to go down a path of finding God and I'm being kind of persecuted over it, and I really, I don't know. They kind of made me feel like I had to be punished because I was acting spiritually superior. But I mean, it's difficult for me to communicate. If you're traveling in your life and you become around people that are more into their well-being and they're more generally well-rounded individuals that don't drink and they're happy people with their family or riding horses or going to the beach, things like this, compared to Christchurch, where the people I grow up with and I like their personality, but on a whole, I don't have to live with them every day, and I don't have to put up with like their drinking problems. And overall, the people that I'd lasted with in Christchurch had drinking issues and issues with addictions, and I didn't. I was always out walking or doing stuff. Like, that's why sometimes people like Bianca Nuku and Serena Dowding are quite similar to me, like similar spirits. They've had to sort of forge their own path and be individual from their family and kind of go through some suffering alone to be strong in their own right. And Serena, she is a woman that I have never told her, but I highly admire this woman. She had a bleak outlook for her future. Her mum didn't do anything inspiring with her life. Her family home was drudgery. Her life just seemed very, very dull and very, we had a colourful childhood, but she ended up being an amazing woman. She's overcome a lot of things in her personal life and become an amazing career woman, and I was really proud of her. And she used to always teach me to sort of disconnect and not care, because I'd get upset about Leanne always trying to turn people against me, and she'd always be like, you care too much about people and what they think and say. She's like, just cut her off, like, she's not good for you. And so it was a very difficult process for me to get rid of her in the end. And then I definitely became a strong woman, and I just feel like I've attracted these men that want to beat me down till I'm nothing. And I've got these taxes from this guy Caesar, and these guys wanting my prophecy, so they're ruining my vagina. And it's like, now I'm starting to understand why there was a dead bloody... I think what's happened is they don't believe I am who I say I am. And when I woke up, I think out of miracles, God showed me in a fridge that this mother keeps destroying my life and brutalizing me and putting me in a fridge and keeping me in the dark. Because for years when I was healing in Australia, I always got messages from my spirit guides, only me and God know the truth. So I think in the public they have made it such a massive, it's all about singing and all about a public image online, that it's really difficult to believe my truth. But I believe what I'm saying is true, because when I open the fridge, there's a dead bloody angel in there with a mushroom as a dick, and it's full of piss coming out of it and an intestine at the bottom. And what happened, I was disemboweled. I think they filmed me on a bed pissing, and there's blood everywhere from this situation because they're trying to say I was the devil. And I feel like that was God advocating for me. And I'm not, like, I believe I've got darkness in me too. We all do. Like, I didn't come from a dark, twisted background. There were bad things that happened, But I feel like there was so much good that happened in my life. My dysfunctional life got balanced. So because I didn't have a father, there were many friends that came to my aid. So I didn't, do you know what I'm trying to say? Even though it was a weird life, it still didn't have, I was deprived in a sense, but I had supportive friends so that I never felt, so I still became a well-balanced individual. I wasn't like wanting to be sadistic and hurt animals and weird stuff like that. I just wanted to have a good security of money, and I feel like I'm always having this attacked in my life. And then I'm never allowed to be beautiful, and then the one thing I want, to have a child, they tax it and give me HIV and put me to death. They've injected me with chemicals so I'll never be beautiful, to make sure that my prophecy of love and emotional deep care goes to these three women. It's a tragedy, and I don't know if I'll ever be believed, but I'm just putting it out there because the people operating this whole situation do know the truth, and there's a dead angel in my fridge. So, and there were formations over the landscape of all these paradise ducks all over the field, and I knew, and there were these trees that looked like they had poos growing out of them, and I knew that they were destroying all of my connections with this toilet video, and they were publicizing on the internet that there were these lovers. That's what I was taking from it, and I believe 2022, I believe they were putting photos of me with my soulmate, but then they were persecuting me and they were putting chains on me because of something that I witnessed. And I can't prove this is true because I've never been able to see anything on the internet because I am being firewalled from anything bad. I think I'm just being used as a political pawn because I don't get to see any of the things that they're doing to me. But right now my kidneys are failing. And then overseas, no, not overseas, in the clouds, I filmed a chicken ass. And there's a dance company down there, the Chicken Ass, and this rooster that keeps chaining everything in my life to their life. And it's abuse. Like, I've never been allowed my own individuality because of this company. And then the Colonel Sanders, I think he's a big motorcycle gangster, and he just destroyed my life, destroyed my value, destroyed my worth, and killed me out in public like I'm old titties, and just ruined my life and ruined my vagina, everything, without any mercy. This old motorcycle gangster, and he wants me to keep going, and it's like, where am I meant to keep going? Then the other thing is that they basically stole away every one of my skills and made me lower class, and I'm not. It's like they love to show you me messy, but they don't show you where everything's really tidy and when I'm organised. And so I might have a day where it's messy for a day and then I clean up. But it's never like how they're portraying. I've never been like full of like junk all over the house that you can't walk. It's not like that. I might just have like everything out on the bed and everything on a table. I don't have mess everywhere. And then what else was in the sky? There was a gorilla kissing camels. There was a huge phallic penis. So I think they're calling me a dick, are they? So I don't know, because I'm actually really, it's apartheid. So I just think that I've been really murdered in the public eye for some prophecy over love, I think. Because I'm meant to be a divine, and I think it was a motorcycle gangster group that just beat me to death, that I was low quality and took away something that should be mine. And it's horrible. I shouldn't be aged. There's no way. My looks were so young and innocent. And so this chemical is what it's done to me. It's made me look like a white woman. So I look like a white woman that's about 35, like 35, 40. But I was an Asian and I had innocent young skin, and it's horrible what they've done to me. It's not only that, they're giving me HIV, and it's these guys. It's definitely a motorcycle gang. They've destroyed my life, haven't they? He's stolen my life and my